Alright, so now that I have finished doing the prepping, I sprayed all the walls and everything yesterday. Everything seems to be pretty dry. The wood's not as dry yet, so I will hold off on the wood for right now. But I've already started putting primer on the wall. You could use a sprayer. I don't have a sprayer, and I'm not really going to go out and rent one because basically this is working just fine. It's just going to take a little bit of time. This stuff is great. I've used this for years. I've even used it on gutters to prime the gutters before I spray. I use spray paint on the on gutters for the houses. It doesn't have a very strong smell. It goes on nice and thick, so I'm able to get in all the holes. I have to. I'm using a 4-inch brush just to get a lot on there because I have to get, in between here and in between here. And what I'll do is I'll go back. What'll happen is some of these holes will kind of start dripping, so I'll just go back and just do a wipe down, which is an issue. It's not an issue because this is just the primer. I just want to make sure that the primer is nice and thick. And so you can see all these holes right here. So I just put this paint in there, dab it in there, get it in there nice and thick, and it covers up all the holes. The 12-foot podocarpus is going in front of this, so you're not going to see this wall at all, but it does help to protect the wall. Even though it is a cement wall, you can still get cracks, you can still, have issues with it, mold, bugs and stuff getting in the holes, and spiders and everything. This primer, it also helps prevent cracking in the paint, and it dries very fast. Within about 30 minutes it dries, so that's really cool. You can see up there, that's all done. I did do a little bit of the paint on the wood, but I'm not really going to paint too much of the wood right now, just because, like I said, it's a little wet. I just want to focus on trying to get as much of this wall as I can done. I went to SEMA. I spent about 3 days. 2 days in SEMA, but it was my first time in Vegas since I was 14, so it's pretty cool. It's I didn't really find it. I didn't find it a very attractive place during the day, so it was cool to be able to just spend all day at SEMA and check out all the trucks and everything, and then at nights just walk over to the strip and walk around there, have the hotel nearby so I can change and take a shower. Yeah, it was fun. I'm kind of, while I'm doing this, I'm kind of thinking about that and thinking about, what I can do to my truck so it can be in the show. I'd really like to, put it in the semi-ignited show, SEMA ignited show, even though, my truck's not like what you usually see. I feel like, it's different. So hopefully I will be able to get that chance. It'll just be fun. I'm not going there to win any awards or anything, but just to show people my truck and what I've done to it. And trucks are fun to work on. They're expensive, definitely expensive, especially the bigger the truck, the more expensive it gets whenever you want to do upgrades to it, whenever it has maintenance. Alright, so 2 days ago I started doing the primer, and as you can see, all this is primed already. It's a perfect about 70 to 75 degrees these last couple days, so it's been perfect for putting on the primer. All this I did with a 4-inch brush, and I just put it on just nice and thick. Down at the bottom It's okay that it's kind of dripping like that because I'm going to have about 2 inches of that's going to be covered with mulch. So I don't have to worry about that. I'm going to take off that piece right there so I can paint behind that. And then I have up in these corners, I have that as well to do. All this is all painted with primer. I just have a spot there. And then I have this spot right here. I'm just waiting for the caulking to dry and then I can paint it. Everything else is finished. So, just stand back far enough. That's all done. This is all done. Now the other side of this is not done yet, but I'm going to do that after. I wanted to get all this painted first because I can start putting in the podocarpus. This wall here is done. This wall here is done. I just got to do a little bit more work up there in the corner. This is the only wall I need to do. This lattice right here, I'm going to be painting the lattice. You can barely tell the difference. It's actually more of a flat. The color on the lattice is more flat. Then there's a little satin shine to the white. So even though the podocarpus is going to be going in front of it, he does want that painted the same color, as well as the other side over here. I am also going to finish painting because the wall is done, but the lattice itself is not painted yet. So that's going to be finishing up that. So it looks a lot better than it did, that's for sure. I love that lattice.